Hey freaks, my name's Minigoo. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the third episode in the series of What If YouTubers Were in Super Smash Bros. Today I think I have arguably the most interesting one for you. The Game Grumps. Yes, Dan and Aaron from the Game Grumps. What if they were in Smash? Now, starting off, just a little bit of a backstory about how I think this character would work. I believe they would function like the Ice Climbers and Pyra Mythra, where you can change the leader, but both of them are always on screen and can attack together. Dan would be like Mythra, faster but weaker, and Aaron would be like Pyra, slower and more powerful. The leader would depend on the weight and speed of the character overall. But let's get started on the actual moves. His spawn animation would be a reference to the 10-minute power hour. They would start sat behind a table, then they would stand up, and the follower would ask the question being, "What are we doing today, Aaron?" or "What are we doing today, Dan?" I should say actually, real quick, for illustrative purposes, on this document that I'm showing you, the leader is Aaron. The leader would jab first, and then lean back so the follower can jab around them. Moving on to their tilt attacks, their forward tilt would be a reference to one of their 10-minute power hour videos where they had a water gun that activates when you make noise. The leader would put on the water gun, shout something, water would spray a bit forward. Their down tilt would be a reference to actually a Space Bear song. Space Bear is a music channel who has made a lot of remixes for the Game Grumps, and one of my arguable favorite one is Tilling the Soil, full name Daddy Loves Tilling the Soil. But in this, both of them would crouch, take a hoe, the farming tool, grow up, and then just kind of hit the ground in front of them with the hoe. Their up tilt would be a Mario jump. This might seem quite uninspired. If you think you have a better thing that should be this move, let me know in the comment. Their crouch would just be the leader crouches and the follower stands quite close, kind of ducking a little bit. Their dash attack, the follower would skid to a halt and the leader would lunge a bit forward, maybe falling over. I think that would be funnier than just lunging forward. Moving on to their aerials, I should say whenever these characters are in the air, I think they would hold hands. I just think it's cute. Their nair, they would hold hands, spin in a circle. Their down air, they would both kick downwards. Think like Captain Falcon's down special when he's in the air. They would just kind of fall and it would be a suicide spike, meaning that they fall straight down, it spikes, and if they are off stage, they will die. Even if they hit an opponent, it just keeps going. Their forward air, the follower would do a punch, the leader would do a kick, and their back air, the follower would do a kick, and the leader would do a punch behind them. Moving on to their neutral specials. For their neutral B, I have Sing. The leader leaves the follower behind to sing a little bit of a song. The song buffs the leader a little bit, but also leaves the follower entirely vulnerable if the leader doesn't protect them. The song will end after a little while, or if the follower is attacked. Their side B would be a reference to their Fantasy Times ? Video, where they did jousting on each other's backs. The follower would get on the leader's shoulders, pull out a lance, and dash across the stage. Their up B would be a microphone grapple. Think the Ice Climber's up B if the follower climber was not launched upwards and it was just the rope thing, but it's got a microphone on the end because it's cool. They would hold on to each other for dear life and throw the microphone up to try and grapple onto the stage. It would be kind of similar. I think Joker. Think like Joker's up special. Their down B would swap the leader. When going from Aaron to Dan, Aaron would stand back, say Dan, Dan would strike a pose because he's now leading. The opposite is true for if it's going from Dan to Aaron. Dan would stand back, say Aaron, and Aaron would come forward to strike a pose because he's now leading. Moving on to the grabs, it would be a tether grab, again using the microphone grapple system. The up throw, they would both Game Grumps would hold each side of the fighter, one being the legs, one being the head, and just throw them upwards. Their side throw would be a reference to their... Sorry, I think lightning just struck outside. It did, that was very cool. Anyway, would be a reference to the We Study the Blades video, where they just got to play with swords. The follower would... Oh, it's thunder. The follower would cower, understandably, and the leader would kind of gently throw the person they're grabbing, use the sword like a bat, and just knock them away. Their down throw is a reference to the video where they dressed up as babies with baby toys, where Aaron laid down on a baby water mat and played with it. I just wanted that because I think it's really funny. It's just really funny. So Aaron, or the leader I should say, will kind of like throw their arms back. The follower will probably be quite confused, and then the leader will just flatten onto a baby mat, and the victim, I should say victim, will be just crushed under the leader. Moving on to their smash attacks, their forward smash would be the Divorce Maker. It's another reference to one of the videos they did where they built I want to say shelf called the Divorce Maker, because apparently it's really hard. And they would just have it, push it over, done and dusted. Their up smash, Dan, and only Dan, will kind of pull out a big Stegosaurus and just hold it above him, the spikes attacking the enemies. And their down smash, both of them would just stomp in front and behind them. The taunts. I really enjoyed making these taunts because I think they're quite funny. I will put a bit of a disclaimer, these taunts would never be let into Smash because of the language, but screw that, it's my video, do your own. The first taunt would be the mouth meme, where Aaron has a load of food in his mouth, has the mouth thing holding open and is yelling, "More." Aaron would do this taunt. The second taunt is a Dan taunt, and a reference to another long-running joke in the Game Grumps being dad kissing or having sex with your father. And Dan, I'm just going to play the clip because while I am an amazing, ultimately best singer ever, I don't think I can do it justice. So here's the clip.
I'm gonna fuck your dad!
And a third taunt would be a reference to one of their more recent videos at the time of recording, being their Disneyland line ranking, where Aaron multiple times leant into the camera, did the no bitches meme, even though it's 2025 and the no bitches meme hasn't been a thing for like 3 years, I think. I don't know, it's all starting to blur together at this point. I'm losing myself. But Existential Crises on hold for now. We're doing the alt skins. The first alt skin would just be like Jacksepticeye's, their more modern appearances. Their second alt skin being, I think, how they looked in the first 10-minute Power Hour episode. Their third alt skin would be the Ghoul Grumps. They changed their intro on Halloween to be Ghoul Grumps. One of them looks like the mayor. Aaron looks like the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas, and Dan becomes a werewolf because he's a furry. They're a weird half kind of couple with extra wives. But yes, and then the fourth old skin would be another reference to when they changed their intro on Christmas, being Jingle Grumps. They both have Christmas outfits on. Yep, their fifth skin would be a reference to when I went to Pirate World and they dressed as pirates. Their sixth skin, it's actually the same video that their side B came from, where they were like knights and Aaron really wanted to kiss the queen. I think he did have a wife at that point. Scary stuff. I think if I spent like 5 minutes trying to do a character analysis on Aaron Hansen, I would simply vomit myself to death out of fear and anxiety, because he would find me and eat me whole. or crush me onto a baby mat, like their down throw. But again, their 7th alt skin would be their Disney World one, because it's a Nintendo reference. Dan had a Bob-omb hat on, Aaron I can't remember at this point. Their 8th alt skin would be their Ninja Sex Party appearances. Their boxing ring title would just be the Dad Kisses. Again, another reference to the long-running joke of I'm gonna kiss your dad, kiss my dad, and stuff like that. Their series icon would just be 2 Gs next to each other. And their stage would be the 10-minute power hour set, the main stage itself being the table and the background having shelves full of shit. But before we get on to the bit that I'm sure a few people have been waiting for, the final smash, thank you for watching. Again, this is the 3rd episode in the series. If you watched them all, thank you very much. And again, I have to plug it. Like, subscribe. There's 2 more coming. There's 2 more. One of them isn't a brewer archetype because I was sick of them. And one of them isn't a YouTuber, he's a streamer. It's kind of uninspired. It's another one where I think it was the only thing that I could kind of come up with, but that's another excuse for me to plead for engagement. I've called it Shelf Mania. It's kind of a shit name, but they just basically take loads of things from the 10-minute power hour set and throw them at the opponent. It would be a cutscene, most likely. But David Cheeseman, he's coming. He's the final thing they throw, and it would be a massive David Cheeseman, and whoever it lands on, being whoever's in the Final Smash cutscene, gets poisoned because he's very moldy. Thank you for watching so much. Again, 3rd episode of the series, and if people like this, if people genuinely engage and watch it, I would be open to doing more than just the first 5. So, want me to do more? Let me know who. Streamer, YouTuber. I'd rather not do video game characters. That will only realistically be if people watch these. Yes, thank you so much for watching. I'm having great fun making these. I hope you're having fun watching them. But yes, with that, I'll stop rambling, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.